I am back. So, work from home moms, working actor moms, you'll appreciate this. I had to pause because I had pizza delivered for my child so that I could continue this. So, next we're on important words. I've talked about this for years, and I'm not even going to read what's in the original content because I have a whole new reason why they're important to share with you. But first, I want to tell you that I first learned this in graduate school, of course, and it had to do with helping to make Shakespeare make more sense. So I want you to look for comparisons and contrast when you're comparing and contrasting something and a really long thought. Hopefully I'll find an example and, put something here on these books for you. If not, possibly in one of the next videos, I'm going to actually literally scribble on a piece of paper and show you that, maybe do a screen share. But when you're comparing and contrasting things in a long thought, if you focus on the important words in that thought, it'll make it more clear. And I can't give this away either, the example that we used in the class that I attended the other day, but the point was made loud and clear, especially in comedy, that if you don't stress the important words as written, you're going to ruin the joke. So obviously, if you see something italicized, put some importance on it, but not just because it's italicized. Come up with an organic reason in your storytelling as an actor, how you're trying to affect the other person with your words, or what you're doing with them, or what you're trying to make them understand that makes sense of why it's italicized for you. And that's a clue to you from the writer. And that was a clue to us from Shakespeare way back when, in the way that he would write out the iambic pentameter. And if there was a lot of, if there were many consonants of the same type, alliteration, why are all of those there? That that sound of the repetitive k, 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 or t, t, whatever it was, that brings it a certain in that section. Or if a word is repeated many times, why? Why is it repeated many times? And if it's repeated many times and it's a comedy, then it might be same, different on purpose. And that's the joke. So find those clues to yourself in your important words. And in my original content, I have called them my $1 million words for a long time. And what I would do is I would tell my students, pretend you've got a couple $1 million to spend, and you have to spend it. It's refreshed every thought. You have to spend it in each thought. So you've got a couple, so 3 important words in each thought. That's probably enough. Not random thoughts, but thoughts that are the active word of the thought or a descriptive word of the thought. Look for those. Circle them for yourself. Just notice them. And I'm not saying to emphasize those words necessarily, because that might mess with the musicality of what the writer intended, but notice how they come to life in your storytelling. And it'll make the thought clearer, and it helps me memorize my scripts when I do that. So go through, find your important words, specifically look if it's a comedy to see if it is a repetitive word that leads you to a joke, a type of joke. And if you want to learn how to do that in your scripts, I highly suggest taking some of the classes that I'm taking that I will recommend to you. And yeah. If it's a person's name or a location or a plot point or the product in a commercial, those are all important for many different reasons, right? If it's the subject of the entire scene, if you have gone through and done your Amy Linden breakdown to your script and started with your what is this scene about in one sentence or one word, if it's that word, it's got some special weight to it, right? I talked to you a bit more about my coaches in the Working Actor 365 area. And so you'll hear about her book again and again and the brilliance that is Amy Linden. However, it's another layer of what I'm doing with that. I've always looked for my important words in order to make those convoluted sentences in Shakespeare make sense. All right, so find your important words and circle or highlight them and know why they are there. All right, I'll see you in the next video.